Happy Thursday, y'all. It's episode 11, and we are calling this episode our Power Hour. And essentially, that is going to be when we pump a lot out. So, like in the words of milk, we're pumping a lot. We're pumping a lot of milk out in a short time. We're going to try to do this episode a little bit faster, but Julie, you know that it's probably going to be the same amount of time.
I know we can really never keep our timeline like on track. We're just going to probably roll over and have to do a lot of editing, unfortunately.
I know. This is what we're trying to do, you guys. We're trying to keep it like in a concise time frame so that we can not have to edit as much, because that's like the one downfall I'm going to say about doing a podcast is the editing.
Yeah. I need to just go ahead and address that I'm very proud of us for being sans filter. Is that what they call it these days? Sans, when you're like not wearing like much makeup, you look like crap. We look like boys.
I look like crap.
I'm speaking for myself. But we're like much more like low key. Our hair's not done. Our makeup's not done.
Well, I don't know if I addressed this. Maybe I didn't address this last episode, but I'm done wearing foundation. I just feel like looking at myself with foundation, one is usually like in the car when the sun is hitting my jawline. Sean's like, ooh, I can see like, I never want to be a cake face. I never want you to see and notice that I'm wearing a lot of makeup. I've always tried to recreate the makeup that I had on my wedding day, which was a lot.
But every day you try to do that?
Every day.
Wow.
I know. I mean, it obviously doesn't work because I don't look like that every day, but I have dropped foundation. I'm going on about a week and a half, no foundation. I'm just doing concealer because that's necessary. And then bronzer.
Wow. I cannot commit to that just yet. But maybe I'll get on that boat eventually. You're just naturally pretty. So kudos to you.
So are you. We're all beautiful. I just was feeling like when I was looking at myself, and maybe I was putting it on wrong, I was just one glob.
Yeah.
There was no definition. And I think I have fairly good cheekbones, and the makeup was taking away all my features.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say, I mean, I can't get rid of the makeup just yet, but it is such a task. What am I trying to say? Hassle. Yeah. I was trying to say hassle. Task and hassle. I was going for tassel. It's such a hassle, like trying to do that every single day.
Yeah.
I like to do the no foundation when I'm beaching it, or if I'm like super tan, I've got my freckles going on, and then
your freckles are cute.
Yeah, they come out in the summer. You
got to embrace them. Well, I feel like, did we record last week? Because why do I feel like we haven't talked in forever?
With Haley.
Oh my gosh.
That seems like so long ago.
So long ago, because of the 4th of July this past weekend, I feel like we both had like time commitments and we were doing all this other stuff. We really haven't talked that much. So hello.
How are you?
I'm doing well. All right. In this power hour, I do feel like we got to go ahead, get into our pump and dumps, and then address you guys. Today, we are going to talk about the different phases of life, how that affects friendships. You know, one friend is pregnant, if one is not, kind of like me and Julie's past time as being friends and our different phases. So let's get into our pump and dump, and then we will rock and roll.
We'll jump on the milk carton.
Yeah.
Okay.
no spilled milk.
Okay. So do you want to start out this week with your pump and dump, or do you want me to go right into it?
I can start because I don't think mine is going to take too much. And I'm going to start with my dump because it kind of does lead into my pump.
Okay.
All right. So I have addressed on here before the 70-pound weight gain during pregnancy. I don't think I have said how much I had lost. So I had lost 55 pounds, leaving me 15 to go. And so my dump is, you know, I take pictures of myself, or I know how to pose and things like that. I'm usually the one in control of the camera. Well, I went to a party this past week and there were lots of candid photos. In typical Maggie fashion, I was dancing in the backyard. I climbed a tree.
What?
Yeah, I got to show you that picture. Yeah, so I was just being my tipsy, fun self, but it let me see a bunch of candid photos where, you know, I wasn't the one who was controlling the pictures. It was just raw me. And I was taken aback I have put back on 6 pounds. So I feel like my dump was just seeing like I hadn't been on the scale. I lost all this weight and then became a little complacent and then was allowing myself to eat and treat myself a little bit more than I was when I was being really strict, which I am totally fine with cheat meals and everything, but they were starting to turn into cheat days.
Yeah.
And I'm a roller coaster. I feel like I lose a bunch of weight and then it kind of goes back up. And my goal is to get down the 20 more pounds. So it was 15. I put back on 6.
I feel like though too, like we're coming off of a big weekend. You also just had like a vacation right before 4th of July. So it's almost like back-to-back vacations for you, or like time off of like not really dieting, but just like being more health conscious of what you're eating. But also too, I know we've talked about this in the past. Like I feel like any girl, any woman is like so hard on themselves with like a 5-pound weight gain, because like only you are going to notice something that minuscule.
But when you still have 15 to go and then you gain back 5, it's like, well, shit, now I have 20.
Yeah.
And I mean, a huge accomplishment is getting that 50 pounds off. You know, I gained 50 pounds in college and I lost it. I have never had to lose 70. It's like, I can do 50, 70 is a lot.
Yeah.
So my pump is, I saw that picture, and typically this is all it takes is seeing a picture of myself. And usually I'm like, okay, recommitted. I joined Orange Theory again.
Yes.
And, right before like the wedding and your wedding, I mean, I was like diehard Orange Theory fiend and I loved it. I was going with a broken foot. That was dumb.
I am so excited for you because you thrive at Orange Theory. I did it for a little bit and then like hated it. I think because the main reason I joined was to make friends.
That's a hard class. It's not really the right atmosphere to make friends. Or at least in the ones I've gone to.
Yeah, like no one talks to you. I'm like, hey, like, how's your run? And then we've already talked about this. Being at the gym, no one likes to talk to other people. So like, I don't even know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I'm going in with a totally different mindset. I'm not trying to make any friends. I am going, this is like my me time. And, I'll either go when our nanny's here in the afternoons, or I might like do the actual adult thing and go in the mornings. I don't know, but I'm just feeling very proud of myself for seeing an issue, which maybe I am being a little hard on myself, but when you see a picture, like it was one from behind, like I saw like a lot of back fat.
No one else sees that though, but
everyone saw it.
But was it bra fat? Because that's the worst.
It was hanging over my bra.
No, the bra fat.
Oh, and I had this really pretty dress on, which then I was like, who let me wear this? So
who let the rolls out? Because it wasn't.
I know. And we've talked about this before, but I, of course, posted the pictures. I only did 2 of like me looking, okay, I was sitting all right. Like I was sitting in a way that made me look more slender. But all the candid photos were very telling. So I'm proud of myself. I'm going to focus more on the pump, that I'm back in the gym and it makes me happy. I need those endorphins back anyway.
It's going to fall right off.
Thanks. We'll see. We'll check in and let's give it 2 months. We'll check in and see how much I've lost.
Should we do like a weight accountability portion? Because if we do that,
you're gaining weight.
I'm opting out because my dump was going to be like my weight, my weight increase, but I'm pregnant. I get it.
Yeah, you're pregnant. And I am not the right audience because your 2 pounds that you gained, I was like tracking 10 each appointment.
I will say, when I stepped on the scale, this is not my dump. It was going to be. And I told Ruben, I was like, oh my God, this is what my weight gain is. He was like, wow, but you look great. It's just like, I can't vent to anyone.
You can vent to me. I'm just going to like roll my eyes. So maybe just text me so you don't see my face.
Okay. All right. So I'll go into my pump, or no. I'm going to also start with my dump this week, because you started with your dump. Mine is pregnancy related. I think I maybe have talked about this before, but I am just having like the worst round ligament pain. And it is like excruciating, almost like someone is taking a screwdriver into my vagina bone and like cranking that thing super hard. And the reason it happened is because I'm in this like struggle, because I want to be active and like, try to like walk at least when I can, but then the consequences of me walking are having this like intense vagina pain.
So is there a difference of round ligament pain? This is funny. You will forget. I mean, I'm only a year, but I forgot. The difference of round ligament pain and then the lightning crotch thing.
So I don't know because I've never had the lightning crotch, or I don't know what that feels like. I think that's more like in your third trimester. I mean, I'm not in my third yet. I'll be there next week. But this only happens to me after I work out. And my workout literally is a walk. It's not even, I'm not even like intensely working out. So anyways, that's my dump. It was like,
I'm sorry really you're going through that. Are you wearing that band every day?
I got the band. I got the heat pad.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? Okay. Why am I think I'm getting that confused with sciatica pain too. Yeah. There's just so much pain in the lower area.
Pain. Yeah. I'm not used to it. Okay. And so let me tell you my pump, because I actually did not tell you this. It's a literal pump, but my milk supply has started to come through. I'm like really excited. So I'm not like leaking on my own yet, but like last night I wanted to kind of see if something would happen if I squeezed my boob.
You're kidding.
And it's leaking. Like, I mean, it's clear. So I don't know what it is. Like, what is that? It's
I don't know. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Well, it came out.
I didn't have that.
Yeah, you did. Anyways, it came out of both sides. And I mean, I read it's like totally normal. Around week 26 is like when it starts to come in and like starts coming out.
Yeah. I remember reading about it. Yeah.
So listen to this. It started coming out. I got like way hype because I just wanted to see like some kind of different change other than like my belly getting bigger. And so I showed Ruben. He's like, oh my God, like so cool. He tasted it.
Julie Johnson, Sanabria. No freaking way.
I swear.
My God.
He didn't say it tasted like, look, my face is so red. Do you see it?
I cannot believe you just said that.
Is that weird?
No, I don't think so. I mean, did you taste it?
I did the second day.
What does it taste like? You know what? I don't think I ever tried my breast milk.
It doesn't taste like anything.
That's so interesting. So, but is this actual milk right now?
I don't think so. I think it's just like maybe early colostrum. I don't know. I've read a lot of different things.
Right.
I've been trying to read.
That's exciting. Maybe that means you're going to be super, God, why can't I never, you're going to have a lot of milk. That's exciting.
Super lactating.
I know. I think we've tried to say this before.
Okay, let's not get through there. But yeah, I'm super pumped. But this is another thing. Some people are probably going to think that's like super weird, but like, don't moms try their breast milk later on in life?
I think so. I don't know. People eat their placentas, so I don't think.
We're right.
Yeah, it's placenta not a weird
tacos.
What?
That's a thing. Placenta tacos.
Oh, I've heard of placenta lasagna. No, that's not a weird thing.
Okay.
I just never did it. I don't like milk, so why would I like my own breast milk?
I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. That was my pump and dump. So, and of course, we're over our time limit.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, let's then get into the next segment here.
All right, guys. So we are going to talk today all about the phases of life that Maggie and I are both in, because we're both in very different phases of life. We kind of have been the past several years, not really been on the same track, or at least over the past like 2.5 years. We've been like off-railed with our phases, and just kind of what it looks like, how we're feeling, and so on. Yeah.
Because I think like one of the important things I want to talk about is, as friends, I think, when you're younger, you try to match everything up because you want to go through these phases together. Well, I mean, I got pregnant almost 2 years, no, 1.5 years before you did. Mm-hmm. Maybe that math, I don't know if that's right, but like, it's exciting to go through it together. But I was the first person in our friend group to get pregnant. So I didn't really have anybody our age to talk about. Now I'm super thankful that I have my sister and my mom I could talk about. But as far as our friendship, like it did kind of deter us from doing things. And one of the big things that COVID knocked that out anyways, we were going to take that trip to Europe.
True.
And No way. I mean, I guess I could have gone. I don't think I wanted to go to all those different countries. And, a part of Europe is wine tastings and all this fun, exciting things that you can't really do pregnant.
Yeah.
That was like the first like thing that kind of popped up that I was like, dang, this is the start of us. She can do this. Now I can't do this. And it's evened out a little bit because now I am settled with almost a 1-year-old. I'm out having wine tastings and going on play dates and things like that. And you're now the one that's pregnant.
Yeah. So we've always had this like idea of doing everything on the same time, like on the same, what's the word I'm looking for? Timeline, the same timeline. Yeah. And so like we wanted to get pregnant around the same time. Like we used to joke, hey, I'm going to call you on the night that we're going to conceive.
Yes.
You're also, I mean, obviously we're like kind of joking, but we like want our lives to kind of play out the same way. I'm sure every single friend that, or somebody that has like a super close girlfriend is like that same exact way.
Yeah.
But now we're like opposite. So like I'm pregnant and then once I have my son, you're eventually going to try for number 2.
Right.
And
right.
Here we are off schedule.
And then we're going to be off schedule again. I mean, hopefully, or not hopefully, our plan is to only have 2. So I think then once I'm done, then it's up to you to carry on this baby track. But my thing that like, I think is important to talk about is just like, we have created this relationship and like open boundaries, and we haven't let anything hold us like, or get in the way of our friendship.
Yeah.
Like we still have fun with each other when one person's pregnant. Like look at the beach trip. Yeah. I was having a good old time and you were pregnant, not letting that like stand in your way. And I think that sometimes this does kind of divide friends, because I remember being really nervous here in Dallas, like again, being one of the first in the friend group to have a baby. I'm like, God, no one's going to want to hang out with me. I'm not going to be invited to things.
Right.
And I actually had a conversation with a couple of the girls because they were like, do you still want to be invited to this stuff? Like, do you still want to go to bubbly brunches and things like that? I'm like, please, like, just because I'm pregnant, I'm not dying. Like, I hate that in my head too, because I am such a social person, always wanting to be invited to every party. I say yes to probably too much. And that's just something I think so important with friends, that you have to, okay, just because I'm pregnant, I'm not a different person. Like I am still Maggie.
Right.
When Tipton's here, I am still going to be Maggie, just with more responsibilities. But that doesn't mean that I'm not the same fun person. It just takes some more planning now to hang out.
It takes more planning, but also too, like, I think that person, whoever is in the situation of, well, like right now being pregnant, like a lot of people maybe even also kind of like recluse because they're like, oh, well, I can't enjoy drinking. Like, why would I even attend that? I have that completely opposite mindset. Like, I still want to go. I'm not going to get, not that I'm going to get FOMO, but like, I still want to be involved. I want to have those friendships. But too, you go through this exact same thing with a lot of your friends when you get married or even engaged. You're like, oh, well, now, you have a husband. Like, are you even going to continue hanging out with me? Or are we going to have girls' nights?
Right.
So it's like almost every little phase that you go through, there's always going to be that, I don't know, moment where people feel like you're going to be a different person, when in reality, it just takes them used to like, you're going to be the same.
I think like as important as communication is with your spouse, like it is also important with your friends, because you're totally right. Like when you get married, say if you had a roommate prior and it was girls' night all the time. Now you're married, living with him, and girls' nights take planning. And just because you're not doing that every night, like wine nights aren't possible every single night when you're married with your girlfriends.
No.
But hey, let's do it once a week. Let's have bachelor nights every night or every Monday. Like, I just think it takes communication and planning with the friends. And if it doesn't, like if that communication goes to the wayside, which I'm guilty of this too, like you and me talk every day, but then I have a larger friend group outside of you that sometimes I'm guilty about dropping that communication.
Right.
And then it always takes one time to see, like I went to that birthday party this week, saw some of my really good friends here. And I was like, dang, I have not seen you in so long. I miss you. I need to do a better job. Come over to the house more.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, like even now being older, I'm very much like, I don't need to go out to a bar to have fun. Like I very much, my phase of life right now, I mean, obviously I'm pregnant, but even not pregnant, I really enjoy being at home, drinking at home, hanging out at home, having a grill out, inviting friends over, like let's do a costume party.
Yeah.
That is like what I'm looking forward to as a new mom, like having a baby, like hosting more events at my house.
Right. Well, it is. I mean, once you're a homeowner, like you have this home that you've put in your money and your effort to making it look a certain way, like you want to spend time and enjoy it there. So like, let's have game nights. Let's do this. And just because, you know, if you have your single friends come over, like that's still fun.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm sitting here thinking like the first time that I came to visit you you had just given birth. Well, no, you were 6 weeks postpartum.
Yeah.
And Reuben and I were like, okay, what is this weekend going to be like? Because obviously coming out to Dallas, like previously we would go out to bars, hang out, drink till 2 a.m., whatever.
Right.
But now, like when we came out to visit, we were like, okay, I'm really interested to see how it's going to be. Obviously it's going to be more fun, but we're going to be with Tipton and like love on him.
Yeah.
But then we got this like kind of snap of like, holy crap, Sean and Maggie are still Sean and Maggie. We raged till I think I'm not
4
at the time. Okay, fine. 4 a.m.
So insane.
While like, I mean, granted, you know, baby was down.
Yeah, we were on the back porch.
Yeah, we were outside,
fine.
like having fun, playing games.
Yeah.
And like that is just like what I love now. That is our new normal, our new fun. I guess adults in general, but also being parents.
Well, listen, and talking about phases of life, like that is what you do when you have a baby. You know, then I look at my dad and his wife with 12-year-olds, and now they're in the phase of life where they're out, you know, they can go out because the kids can stay at home late. Like, I think that sometimes you get stuck in your head, or at least me, like, I'm like, dang, this is going to be us forever. Like, are we always going to be at home with the baby or saying, having to say no to things? Like your babies are constantly growing.
Right.
You know, even my sister with 4-year-old, like her life, 4 and 3-year-old, like her life is changing. She's out of that diaper bag, out of, you know, the bottles and the spit up, all that stuff. Like, so I think as a new mom, you kind of get in your head, like, oh my God, this is it. This is my life forever now. I can never go to Europe again. Like you can.
It just is going to have to be held off for a couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which we already have our plan. Like, you know, after my last kid, if that's 4 or if it's 9, we'll do our big.
If you have 9 kids, that might change our relationship.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It might change mine too. Reuben might divorce me.
Yeah, after 8, he's gonna be like, I'm out of here.
He's like, okay, 3. All right. So this was my question. I mean, you kind of already said like what phase of life you're in, but what does that look like now with a 1-year-old? And like when you can't do things that your friends are doing, like, do you get FOMO?
I have gotten a lot better about it. And it's been something I've had to like kind of talk myself down from, because I am very much the person, like if I miss out on something, I'm thinking they're having the best night of their life. This is the best night ever. I have to go. And as I've gotten older and seen pictures being posted when I'm sitting here with Tipton or whatever, I'm like, in reality, it's not the best night ever.
No,
it's just people hanging out. So like, yes, I do still want to try to go to a lot of things, but the reality is I can't go to everything, you know, and I do feel like recently, at least this summer, Sean and I have been talking about it. Like, I think I've overextended myself a little bit. And I'm in between of like, okay, well, this is what I'm creating memories, but then I'm probably also dropping the ball on like, you know, the house isn't as clean as it probably should be, or I'm getting a little bit behind in other aspects of my life, but hey, at least I'm seeing everybody. So like, I do still struggle with when to say yes and when to say no. So FOMO is still a thing for me, but I have walked myself like, or I'm able to walk myself off that ledge of like, you know what, it's going to be okay if you don't go.
Yeah. Right now, at least, I am not having any FOMO.
That's awesome. I actually don't think I did when I was pregnant.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe postpartum, like it'll be completely different. But like right now I am like just super laser focused on me and my family. Yeah. Like I am totally fine with saying like, you know what, guys, like I'm not coming today. And sometimes I'll just straight up say my back hurts.
that's totally normal. I feel like you're adjusting to this new life. I'm in the phase that I've got this thing figured out. Like I know how now to like be a mom and go out and about with Tipton. And I'm feeling, since probably starting this podcast. So I'd say like since April or May, I'm really starting to feel like myself again.
Yeah.
Those first couple of months. Yeah. This is my outlet. Like I am starting to feel more like myself, which then makes me want to go out more. When I wasn't really feeling like myself, then I was fine staying home more. But I feel like I've like, all those hormones have like evened out. I am back to like a good headspace and really just trying to focus right now on me and Sean, Tipton, and then now my health, which is a newfound thing that I just started doing this weekend.
Well, that's so good that you're doing that. I can't wait to like get back into that. I can't also wait to like have my routines, because right now there's just like so much unknown where I don't know, all I've ever heard is like what you just said, your hormones are going crazy. Like I'm already a little bit psycho. Like, am I just going to be 10 times worse than what I already am? So I'm like already ready to like see how my life's going to be. I don't know. When am I going to be normal?
Yeah.
When am I going to feel that normalcy where like we can go out, we can have brunch? Cause like, that's what I'm really looking forward to, is like a good glass of bubbly. Yeah. We always talk about brunch and babies.
Listen, as far as like, when am I going to feel normal? I think that whenever, it's not going to be all the time feeling normal. Like I remember having like bursts of, ooh, I feel like myself, let's go do something. So like when you are feeling that like, ooh, I'm feeling good, let's go take the baby out. And I will tell everybody this, and maybe I'm crazy. Like as soon as you get that baby back to 6 weeks and you're ready to go out, like it is much easier to go to brunch with a 6-7 week old than a 7-month-old.
Yeah.
Like Tipton is in the phase of throwing everything on the ground right now. Like not as enjoyable to go out to a kind of a bougie brunch, but when they're little infants sleeping all the time, take him out. It will make you and Ruben feel normal. You have a mimosa or two. And then that was like your big outing. And that will probably be a lot for you. But it'll give you that like slice of normalcy again. That can be the time where you go meet out with your friends, in Atlanta. But again, it's not going to be every day.
Okay. So here is something else that I just thought about. So when we have a lot of friends that are in different phases, like either single or they're not with, they don't have kids yet.
Yeah.
You feel like additional pressure when you do have people over because like you can't go out and do certain things? Or like, does that just kind of like, hey, you're coming over, I have kids, like your expectations need to be lowered?
Yeah. I think once the invite already is, hey, you're coming over, but there is that conversation that like, if someone asks us out to dinner, then we're like, oh, hey, we can't get a sitter tonight or something like that. So once you're coming over to our house, I don't really think about it too much. Tipton goes down to bed at 7. So we still have like a lot of adult time, I think, with people, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to put him on this like 7 schedule, was so that Sean and I could still have our time at night to hang out. Like we don't eat dinner until he goes down. And I'm sure that will change the later that Tipton stays awake. Like we'll then have family dinners. But like we have our time by ourselves. And then that's another thing. Like when people come over, like, first of all, people are going to see your baby. So let's say that, like, yes, people still want to hang out with you, but people want to come and see your baby.
Yeah.
So you have them over, they hang out with your baby. It's so sweet seeing your friends with them. And then baby goes down and then you get your friend time. But I don't want to say, the single people in our lives, like, or the people who don't have kids, like they want to be around Tipton. Like, so people are going to want to see your baby.
I just have that feeling of like, I know a couple of years ago when I was, in that phase of, I want to go out, I want to have fun. And I knew people who were like, we had friends who were in our group who were with kids, and it was like, oh, we're not going to invite them because I do have that fear of like, okay, I'm going to be the left out friend.
Well, I will say, like, there are things that Sean and I aren't invited to because I think people know, hey, they're not going to be able to make this.
Yeah.
But sometimes I still wish we got the invite.
Yeah, sometimes literally just having that invitation extended to you is all you need.
Uh-huh.
Even if you know you're going to say no, but like, oh, I feel honored that they even like thought of it.
Yeah. Like they know I'm still here. And it's one of those things, maybe like Sean and I have had this in our past, so we got invited to something and then Sean's like, hey, I'm just going to stay home. Like you go do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or let's make a sitter work. But yeah, I still want the invitations. I still will try to make things happen. But I remember also being that same way of like, if I met a girl, and then this was maybe in Florida. So this was when I was younger.
Yeah.
If I met someone that I knew had a baby, I was like, oh, I don't really want to hang out with her, which makes me like, I hate that I did that. But we're also older now. So all of our friends in our friend group are 29, 30, thinking about potentially having babies. So like I said, they like being around your baby. Like I feel like our friend group, a lot of the people in our group like want to have kids at some point.
Right. So like they're already gonna see, or at least that's how it was for us. When we were older, we were with our friends, you guys, and we have other friends with kids. We were like, okay, this is what it's gonna be like having kids. Oh, we can still be normal. We can still go out and drink and do whatever. I mean, we make everything about drinking. I swear we're not alcoholics, but I mean, everyone likes a good,
I think that's just our way of like saying that life isn't over. I don't know. Like you can still go out and have a good time. Right. Like even something like Topgolf. Like
yes,
we would take Tipton there, and now again, I think he's too on the move. But like when he was younger, he would sit in his stroller and just kind of watch us. Mm-hmm. Like there are definitely activities that you can do with friend groups or just dates that you can still go out with the baby.
Right. No, I'm super excited. And here I actually was going to ask you when you were pregnant and thinking of your life, if you even thought about this at 1 year, almost 1 year old with almost a 1-year-old, is it what you expected or is it different?
Well, I thought I'd be skinnier.
I thought I would lose the weight the day after her birth.
I would be rocking a bikini, not a high-waisted frumpy bathing suit.
But high-waisteds are in.
Yeah, they are.
Skinny, I'm going to continue with the high-waisted.
Yeah, no, me too. But as far as where yes, like I'm going to California this weekend to visit a friend. Like I am leaving Tipton with Sean, feeling very confident about that. Like at 4 months, no way could I have done that. Like I am getting back to this normalcy, which again is like, talking about baby 2 is like a little daunting because then that's like, oh, you got to do it again. Right. So right now I am just focusing, like I said, on just living this life with Tipton and Sean, getting all these memories packed in.
Yeah.
Because that first child I think is so sweet. Like, I think I thought at this point I would be ready for baby number 2, like tomorrow, but I'm not. So that might be the only difference. And I'm just going to soak up some more time with Tipton before we think about having another one. And then I told Sean, I'm like, what if I don't like the second one as much as Tipton?
Well, there's no rush, but I honestly like hearing you go through this right now. I literally thought, I mean, I guess it's just a little bit eye-opening to me because I always had this imagination that all my kids would be at minimum 18 months apart. Yeah. So that means like right now at your point, you're starting.
I would have been pregnant. Yeah.
Like you would have already been pregnant.
Yeah. That you get pregnant at month 9. And I know plenty of people that have done that. I know a lot of families that had the accident at 9 months and then you've got this awesome age gap. So I think if that's what if you guys decide to do, it's going to be amazing. Just for me, it's not quite where my headspace is at yet.
Well, I was saying that to say like, it's a little bit eye-opening to me because I didn't think of at the time, or even now, or I guess I think about it now, but like, I don't think of, oh, my time with my firstborn, who I haven't even met yet, would feel so limited. And I'm not done. Right. I'm not done getting to know him. I'm not done. And like, that's kind of like what you're going through.
And even when you get pregnant, like then people would be like, well, you still have 9 months carrying the other baby, but I'm not quite ready to, like Tipton is so energetic. I'm not really ready for the constant exhaustion and nausea that I felt the first round. And every pregnancy is different. So I might not feel those things, but I'm not quite there yet. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what you do. I mean, I know that I want to, we're just not there.
And it'll happen when it happens. You'll know. I think your body will tell you like, all right, I'm ready.
Right.
You'll get all your like travel bug out. I mean, cause like you guys went everybody did with COVID. Well, granted you were pregnant in COVID. So,
but still I wasn't able to do some of the things. Like I am just enjoying life right now so much. Oh my gosh, watch like 2 episodes from now and be like, I'm pregnant.
Oh my gosh. I mean, I could only hope. That's just me. I was just going to say pregnancy is the exact opposite of what I expected.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting to be just like constantly on the couch, just miserable.
Like I was.
Tired. Yeah. And like, I haven't had any of that. The only thing I really have is that pain in my vagina, which I just started feeling.
And that's the thing that I think we kind of talked about in the beginning of like or like when you got pregnant, like the expectations and not reading too much, because I think you were preparing for all these symptoms because you had read about it, you had heard all these stories, and then you just automatically assume that's going to happen to you, which is what I did with the postpartum depression. I was filling my brain with so much of this like negative information, just like, it's going to happen to me. I'm just waiting and waiting. It's like, I wish I wouldn't have wasted my energy on that.
Yeah.
And because it didn't happen. Right. Like, but you fill your brain with this, like,
you educated yourself, but you were kind of just like anticipating it.
Right.
When's it going to hit? When's it gonna
hit? True. That's true. I was educating myself. Like it is a thing that you should be aware of.
Yeah.
But I was getting obsessive, like reading about stories and,
the scary.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're getting sidetracked, and I do feel like we're hitting this like 44 minute thing, but like we're done.
That's it. Bye.
Alrighty then. All right. So this was called our power hour. I love it.
I really did like it. I love the power hour. Just like tons of information. Like I kind of feel like we went like really fast.
Yeah. Maybe we talked too fast,
but at a good speed. I was also, so when you mentioned power hour, just like I was thinking initially power hour of information. Also, you said power hour when you are pumping.
Yeah.
But also in a couple of months, power hour, we can make a game. We will make a game out of power hour.
So when I said that, or when Sean was actually the one who said, y'all should call it power hour. And then he was like, you know what that is? Apparently, or at least at the University of Florida, it was a shot of beer every 60 seconds for 5 minutes. Oh, and I was like, so what does that equal? Like a beer? He was like, no, it's like 6 beers. So
in an hour. Okay. Well,
maybe an hour.
We'll see how it goes. Oh, wait, you said every 60 seconds.
Maybe, I don't know. He needs
oh my God, my math is so wrong.
No, yeah, I've totally forgotten what he already said. But yeah, let's
so we'll make a game out of it. Like however many times someone says something that we repeat a lot.
Oh, okay. Like
take like a sip of your beer. Oh my God, I can't wait to have a beer. I'm so excited.
I know. I want a mimosa with you. All right. Well, happy Thursday, you guys. This was fun.
I loved it. No spilled milk will be something else. Lost power.
Because this is what I see.